Hey there everyone, happy weekend. This is June, the professional bum and also founder of the Binary Lab, and I'm here today to give another of those regular videos that I know I've been absent from doing for 2 weeks because I was traveling and also because the week past it was like Chinese New Year, and I think there was a week that I was down with fever as well. So anyways, I'm back here to give you a mindset video, and like every weekend I like to do these videos that talk about like some aspects of trading that's not actually that doesn't require the jargon and the theory of charts, but in more layman's terms explain to you things that are happening. And today it's actually gonna be a bit more like trading related rather than mindset related, but it's actually a little bit of both things. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the truths and myths of broker price manipulation. So we're going to talk about what's happening, what usually happens, and what people think are happening but it's not actually happening. And lastly, we're going to talk about what happens for real and that is not so good for us and what we can do about it. Okay, so first and foremost, starting with the myths. Okay, some of the myths about broker price manipulation is that people say that the broker manipulates your price upon verification. Okay, this is like, as much as people like to think it's true, it's actually BS. Okay, when they do that, it's actually something that affects everyone who trades the platform at once. How do I know that? Because I hold like daily trade sessions with my group called the Binary Lab almost every day of the week. In fact, we run about 4 to 6 live sessions a day. No, 4 to 6 live sessions per week. Okay, and so from there we have typically about 150 people come on live for every single trade session. And what I usually do is at the end of the trade, I like to ask, especially this is for the trades that finish, on very round numbers, like 0, 0, 15, 30, 45. I plan on minutes or the hour. Okay, so let's say 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30, 2:45, or next hour. So I'll ask people exactly what is the expiry price that everyone got. So most of the time, people who use the spot option, and spot option broker is like G options, big option, Titan trade, what else? Yeah, basically binary options 360, option trade. All these ones use the same interface for the trading, use the same price feed, and more often than not, the expiry price, especially within the same broker, should be identical. All right, identical expiry price. And most of the time, and in fact, I've not seen a non-identical expiry price within the same broker. So it's ridiculous to say that the broker is trying to screw you but not someone else. The unknown is whether do they have a tool, do they have a statistical tool that actually is able to verify the price at something where they look at 100% of what the traders are doing, and if we get 51%, if we can tweak the price by this much, and then we'll win money from 51% of the traders will lose, or something like that. I'm not sure whether there's such a thing, but I think it's highly unlikely because it's never possible. I think there's probably way too many calculations that need to be done, because just a number quantity on the number of traders out there that are taking a trade at a particular expiry for both up and down on the same strike price, and the strike price all vary by a little bit, so it's actually quite impossible. So from my perspective, it is a myth to think that brokers manipulate expiry price. There's just too many factors involved with that. Okay, and do brokers manipulate your entry price? Yeah, that one is possibly true. Okay, possibly true, because that is something that we cannot control. That is something where it varies on delays, because sometimes if you are denied on let's say, it's happened to me as well. Okay, I've been on various platforms. It's happened to me various times on various platforms, and I even hear that from my traders as well. What happens is that on the end, when you're trying to enter the trade, sometimes when you get a really, really good price, server error, trade error, you're not locked in. Server error, try again. What else do we have? A delay that sometimes goes as long as 20 seconds. Okay, that's really bad case. I've experienced that on spot option V1 platforms. V2 not yet. V1 yes. What's V1? Like trade forward, redwood options, energy, binary. And these are some of the ones that I've experienced. V1 is highly backward and laggy. I don't like V1 spot option. V2 I like it though, it's quite responsive. But sometimes even a 5-second delay can cause a difference in entry price. And just a few days ago, I was running a trade session for a trade call that I made for a put. Okay, I can't remember what currency pair it was, but I remember the last 4 numbers. It was the price I got was 841. Okay, and a lot of my members got various ones like 859, 860, and one guy even got like 881. So that's a complete 4 pips difference from the price that I entered the trade, and this was probably within 5 seconds apart. Okay, and then the expiry price, thank goodness, was 839. We all won the trade, and I won mine by a little bit, but very dangerous. So do brokers manipulate on entry price? I think yes. The next thing is that do brokers manipulate spreads? Also, yes. So what happens, and by the way, listen on, because I'm going to tell you a solution. I explained this in great technical detail during my recent trade session with the Binary Lab, so if you're not already in that, look for some information below the video on how to sign up for that. But do brokers manipulate spread? Yes. So for instance, we use a MT4 charting platform from one of the brokers to chart our thing. So we actually take trades based on charting. We're not just like plucking out thin air martingale-ing and guesswork on that shit, because I know a lot of binary programs do that. But we constantly refer to a MetaTrader 4 chart. So depending on the MetaTrader 4 broker that you use, because every broker has a different price, brokers like to adjust their price slightly. It varies between broker to broker. It can vary as much as 2 or 3 pips. The actual pip price between the brokers does not matter. What matters is the fluctuation. Okay, so assuming that if you use broker A and you notice that the binary options broker, okay, let's say G options, for instance, I use G options, is always constantly plus between 0.9 to 1.1 for the USD JPY, for instance. And for reference sake, if this is with the XM broker, with maybe Pepperstone, it could be minus 0.4, minus 0.6 compared to G option. And then again with CT option, it could be plus 0.4, minus something against a different broker as well. But what you have is a constant number. You get a constant idea. So whenever you're trading with this spot option broker that I usually use, it's let's say, keep track of numbers for me. I know USD JPY is constantly plus 0.9 to plus 1.2, and if I use the USD Canadian, anywhere between plus 1.5 plus 2.2. If I do the pound USD, anywhere between 1.4 and 3.0. Okay, so the spreads vary. Now, broker spread manipulation. What is spread? The spread is the difference between the MT4 in this case and also the binary options broker. And the thing is this, it takes 2 hands to clap, because sometimes when you see that the binary options broker spread expanding, it can also be because the spread on this one is shrinking, and this one could be shrinking and that one's expanding. That could be a reason why sometimes we see a difference in spread. Why is it sometimes a 0.9 difference why is this sometimes a 1.4 difference? Because this one's shrinking and that one's expanding. You see how that works out? Okay, that's one thing. But when you see an unreasonable amount of spread between here and here, instance, okay, well, let's say for comparison's sake, I know a lot of you guys use NetDania for charting. NetDania also, you can use that for a constant price. You know that between this one and the broker, what's the constant variable? And then you know there's always +1 here, and suddenly you want to do a call trade when it's at a very, very low entry price. And this one is not +1, it's +6. What does that mean for you? It means that for your trade to turn profitable, your trade has to clear the 6 pip markup that the broker has put. And that makes it 5 pips harder than usual for you to win the trade. And considering that on some of the 15-minute trades and even some of the half an hour trades during slow market conditions, 5 pips could be the difference between winning and losing. And then on the same time, sometimes when you see that the price is actually on the verge of falling down. When does this happen? You know, during like a news release, it looks like it's going to be falling down, and it's the most likely outcome. And usually, the price is +3, for instance, and instead of +3, we have a -9. Okay, so what that means is that you actually have to win by 12 ordinary pips. As present moment, let's say the price, because it's already -9, right? There where it is, so the price is here, but the broker price is here. So technically, if you need to win, you just need this. But what if at any given point during the trade, okay, let's say now it's like this, right? Or at any given time during the trade, the broker relaxes that mark down in price, and suddenly you have to win the trade by that much. Okay, this is what I mean by broker price manipulation. You enter the trade on, let's say on the MT4, it is a 639. Your usual price on a pound USD, for instance, is a 3 pip markup, 669. And then on that day, instead of that, you're getting 549. You see that it's minus, you know, it's minus 9 pips down there. So there's a huge range that you need to catch up. And if you had to get to 539 to win the trade, you know, based on that current price, it's going to be, you have to cover that and move a little bit more. So why does a broker do this? Brokers do this, and this is what I believe this is what they call risk management. Okay, so the cold hard truth of most traders, I mean, we represent a bunch of not exactly represent, but we refer clients from a bunch of brokers, and to a greater extent, most if not all brokers, although we have some that are literally straight through processing brokers, but most brokers, they actually win money when clients lose money. So they would do this in situations when they believe that the client has an almost guaranteed chance of winning the trade, and they basically, and they do this not just on any occasion, okay, because they cannot make it seem too transparently that they're trying to you know, screw you over. But when do they do this? They manipulate the price like that during the non-farm payrolls that happens on the first Friday of every month, during like job sentiment indexes, for instance. That's a recent one that we had. It's actually very rare, but sometimes it does happen still, because usually I know that NFP, any broker, you know, whether it's a binary options broker or even an MT4 that is an ECN platform, okay, they widen the spreads like crazy. You can go to a forex broker, you have a 13 pip spread on the non-farm payroll. But during the news, binary options brokers, they actually can and legitimately increase the spreads, because everyone is warned beforehand that we have a news event coming up. Beware of unnatural market conditions or unusual spreads, okay? Or So our price instabilities, everyone is warned beforehand. But do you think people really listen? No. I don't listen, for instance, and I'm one of those people that believe that news is one of the best to trade. But after some recent experiences, when we see things like this, we know that when we have an unusual price differential, it doesn't make a lot of sense to trade. But however, like I said, I have a solution for you, and this is a little bit of privy knowledge, insider knowledge as well. Have you seen some of those general stone videos? Some of you probably have. And some of you probably have seen me doing general stone style kind of stoning videos. Some of those happen just because I believe a key price reversal is going to happen. But now I realize there's another way of doing this. Okay, this is when you have a broker spread manipulation. Simply take the trade. Simply take the trade, on the price where it's cheaper. Okay, so if the price is on a markdown, do calls. If the price is on a markup, do puts. Simple. Of course, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. It goes into trade durations. It goes into one of the key aspects is trade durations, currency pairs, and timing as well. So trade durations, timing, currency pairs, and I won't be sharing that here because I don't want to get too technical, and also because that is some of the private bonus information for people of the Binary Lab. So if you want to know what that's all about, and let me just clear this battery notification recording. So if you'd like to know what it's all about, click the link below, sign up and join the Binary Lab. It's free until we're going to be charging very soon for our new membership site, where members get to receive everything in a nice laid out format. And I wouldn't even say charging, but this is more like it's just an administrative fee, just to cover. We're still generally relying on broker referrals as to cover your entrance fees, so that way you enter for free. But just to cover the cost of dedicated server hosting, and the fact that nowadays I actually hire full-time workers and part-time workers as well to ensure that all the data is nicely organized on the chart, so that you have the best learning experience. So anyway, before we roll that out, we're actually rolling out very, very soon. So you want to take full opportunity to sign up for free right now on the Binary Lab. So go down to binarylab.net and check out the information right there. Fill out the form, and my personal assistant will get back to you with the information required for you to actually proceed and actually join the Binary Lab to learn about how you can actually precisely take full benefit when a broker, how to get almost guaranteed wins when the broker manipulates the spread. And on top of that, of course, to be able to join into our weekly live trading sessions that go on for about 4 to 6 sessions per week for between 1 and 1.5 hours each time. All right. You also get to be part of our Facebook group and also our Skype traders chats as well. So see you and have a great weekend. And do hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have questions or whatever, also check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/ I think it's Binary Lab page. Okay, look out for the details. It's in the video description. And I'll see you. Goodbye.